in journalism. She aspires to be a diplomat, and a writer. I'd like to introduce to you our very own Miss Olivia Upham.
I'd like to go ahead and talk about space for a moment. And for those of you here wondering, Olivia, why would you give the entire senior class one large existential crisis while they're sitting on the brink of adulthood? Hear me out. Poeticism aside, growing up and honoring a purpose when our Earth makes a fraction of an iota of an idea in the universe is terrifying. The abstract threat of emptiness, both within the universe and within ourselves, is hard to curb when we confront the fact that we as human beings have only inhabited 0.00004% of the Milky Way's history. Trying to create our own stories and touch history with the palms of our own hands with a statistic like that can make a person feel incredibly small in every sense of the word. But you know, I picture us, small town Oxford graduates, a lot like how I envision Earth against the backdrop of outer space. How and who are we to dare distinguish ourselves with our inexhaustible identities in a town, in a world that weighs very little in the arms of everything as we know it? A lot of people will be quick to tell you that high school doesn't matter. In fact, instead of calling you all out, including myself, on the little countdowns we have on our phones until the day we leave Oxford, I'm just going to assume that you all know what I'm talking about when I say I know we've all had moments where we felt like even this town could be too small to foster our sense of self. But to high schoolers and to Oxford community members, and even to this entire planet, if the brevity of everything makes you think that nothing truly matters, doesn't that paradoxically mean that everything does? To be remembered by anyone other than those we admire is a waste. I'd be lying if I said I didn't think there was some celestial, infinite importance to buying pet fish with your friends at Meyer, or how we all collectively agree that the one day freshman year we were sent home early due to a power outage somehow felt like the best day of our lives. It's these simple joys that exist somewhere in between inhale and exhale that we truly get to both be and become ourselves. Your prescribed mission after Oxford is no longer your home is to love, and to love well, to document and adore and learn about the things that remind us we are more than the sum of all our paths, because something tells me that will be our best adventure yet. While I was on spring break, I was met with the familiar conviction that the allure that comes from sailing and driving is the geographic sensation of having the world around me slip over the horizon out of relevant existence. But with that being said, no matter how far any of you go by means of miles or ideas, I hope whatever simple joys OHS allowed you to experience never become so distant you can't find them somewhere along the horizon, waiting to be remembered with honesty. Lastly, I want to thank everyone here for being a fraction of an iota of an idea that helps make up that 4 millionth of a single percentage of celestial history. Because you're big to me in a very raw, real way. Almost every morning, I listen to Carl Sagan's Pale Blue Dot, in which he says, "Our tiny world underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known." None of this, you guys, will ever be small. And I'm very proud to know and sentimentalize your dreams, because this pale blue dot would not be home without them. Thank you.